Hello, my name is Carla Veronica Herrero Pineda. As a group, we are going to develop the topic direct method approach. Throughout the history of education, especially teaching language, there have been many approaches and teaching methods used. And during the 19th century, the direct method or natural method was developed as an antithesis to the popular grammar translation method, which many believed was failing in the goal of effective communication in a second language. It was adopted and made popular by Maximilian Belitz. And the direct method focuses on full immersion in the classroom environment where no one word of students' native language is spoken. The focus is not on grammar, but instead on learning through listening and speaking. When using the natural approach, we don't focus on the rules. We allow for mistakes and we aim for excellent oral communication with our target words and language. But what is direct method? The direct method, as its name implies, is a language teaching method. Throughout this method, students are directly taught with target language without using native language. And in general, the basic idea in the direct method was that second language learning should be more like first language learning. Lost oral interaction, spontaneous use the language, and no translation between first and second language, and little or no analysis of grammar rules. Thank you.
Hello, mister. My name is Rebecca Ayala, and now I will continue with the principles of the direct method. Number 1. Teach the language inductively. In this method, we don't explain the rules to the students. We let them figure them out for themselves. We challenge them and guide them to the correct use of the language. But we also force them to think through things as they learn. The teacher acts more like a guide and provides the resources for students to learn better. Now, number 2, only use the target language. Instructions are given exclusively in the target language. There is a complete prohibition on the use of mother tongue in the classroom. This is because it is attempted to give students time to practice in spontaneous oral communication and encourage them into thinking in the target language, so teachers create situations in which students can communicate as they would do in real life conversations. Now, number 3, focused on oral practice. Oral communication skills are taught progressively and by exchanging questions and answers between the teacher and the students. Learners need to have a chance to produce language during the lesson without they are taught conversation and listening comprehension at the same time during this process. Now, number 4, functional grammar. This method doesn't put emphasis on the theoretical grammar. The main stress is on the functional grammar and that learners can produce language using the correct structure. So there are no rules showed to students and we don't ask them to memorize. Here, demonstration is important, not explanation or translation. Number 5. Limited vocabulary. Every day they are taught daily use vocabulary in a certain number of words and phrases. The concrete vocabulary is taught through demonstrations, objects, photographs, so that they can relate things to meanings and help them learn vocabulary faster. And the abstract vocabulary is learned through the association of ideas. Now, the last principle, Sentences are the units of speech. Here, the unit of speech is a sentence. There is the emphasis of speaking complete sentences. Students have to be able to produce whole sentences, not just single words or phrases. And it is important to encourage the correct pronunciation and grammar.
Hello, my name is Jessica Saray Hernandez Diaz, and I am going to continue teaching style used in the direct method approach. When teaching a second language using the direct method, it is very important to take certain aspects into account. Some of them are showing or using multiple examples of a word or concept. There should be an overkill of props, images, or gestures used to make sure the point comes across for a student. The overuse is needed to ensure comprehension, sign there is no translation being used at all, and listening and repetition. Not only do the student need to see something to create an association, but they also needed to hear something. They needed to hear how the language is used, how it is pronounced, and how to incorporate into the oral communication. Make sure to have a non-threatening environment. It is vital to create a safe space for the student to attempt to communicate using their newly acquired language. The student should receive rewards and praise when they effectively speak, and gentle correction and repetition when needed to do errors.
Hi, mister. I hope you're doing well. My name is Tatiana Giselle Guevara, and I'm going to talk about advantages and disadvantages of the direct method. Okay, let's start with the advantages. Number one, through the direct method, fluency of speech, good pronunciation, and power of expression are properly developed. Number two, this is an activity method facilitating alertness and participation of the pupils. Number three, this method can be usefully employed from the lowest to the highest class. And finally, number four, the teacher and the students are more like partners in the teaching learning process. Now, disadvantages of the direct method. Number one, there is dearth of teachers trained and interested in teaching English in this method. And number two, the method ignores systematic written work and reading activities, and sufficient attention is not paid to reading and writing.
Hi, mister. My name is Exxon Jonathan Ruiz, and now I'm going to give you a conclusion about the direct method. In conclusion, the direct method of language teaching and learning is not a method which can be solely used on its own efficiently, as it doesn't address all the four main language skills equally. Some variants may address reading and writing as well, but the direct method in its pure form mainly focuses on speaking and listening skills. However, the method is very efficient in what it does well, and it can be used to learn spoken language efficiently, extend vocabulary, fine-tune pronunciation, and even improve grammar without learning all the rules, as native speakers learn it. As an additional bonus, the direct methods allows a relatively rapid learning process, which is an important quality for teaching methods if a time constraint is present. If all the learners want is to learn a spoken language, then using solely the direct methods is just fine. However, for the best results in general case, and for full coverage all the fourth language skills. The direct methods must be used alongside some other methods, but as we know, we have advantages and disadvantages when we are going to apply this method. It's for that reason that we need to be focused on what we are going to teach, and then we need to apply in a better way all the contents that we are going to teach before all students can be focused on what they are going to learn. Well, this is all for our video. Thanks for watching.